I am here for meditation. I'm going to go for 30 minutes. To invite you to get in a posture that is comfortable for however long you want to do it. You can sit on the floor, sit in a chair, you could stand, you could pace, you could lie down. If you're lying down, I invite you to put your hands up, maybe your elbows on the floor. That way, if you start to fall asleep, they generally fall. It kind of wakes you up. You want to be relaxed, but you also want to be alert so you don't actually fall asleep, at least not until you're done. So get settled in. I invite you to feel the support that's offered by the floor, by the chair, maybe a cushion or a mat. And see if you can feel your body, the weight of your body being supported, the heaviness of your body, the density, particularly at the points of contact with the support. And I invite you to take a few deep breaths, or if you have another way that works for you to get you relaxed, do whatever you need to do to get relaxed in this moment. I'm going to do a few deep breaths. Settle into a normal breathing pattern. There's no striving or efforting, just whatever feels normal for you right now. Don't worry if you can't get as relaxed as you would like. Whatever you can get to right now is perfect. Let's see if with each exhale, if you could relax a little more fully, loosen the body, soften the body. I invite you to scan your body. If there's any obvious tension or tightness anywhere in the body, see if you can release it a little more, maybe breathing into that area and then releasing on the exhale. Maybe around the eyes, or the forehead, or your neck or shoulders. Excuse me. Maybe your hips or your legs. That's what's usually tense for me. It might be different for you. Just sensing what's going on inside the body right now. And today the focus is on pain or discomfort. And if you scan your body and you don't find any discomfort or any pain or any tension or tightness, then just notice the sensations that are present. But if you do feel any discomfort, any pain, I invite you to just explore it. Most of us, most of the time, are pushing away pain. We're trying to get rid of it, to fix it, or to change it, to avoid it, to distract from it in some way. So I'm inviting you now to just do the opposite and to actually welcome it, to invite it, to get curious about it. It's a companion, at least temporarily. Why not get to know it a little better? When this 30 minutes is over, you can always go back to avoiding it. But for right now, I invite you to just feel whatever is present in your body right now. And if you don't have a lot of discomfort, maybe just scanning your body and noticing, where do I have comfort? Where is it pleasant? And where do I have discomfort? Where does it feel unpleasant? So just noticing what most wants your attention right now. And wherever that is in your body, see if you can feel it from the inside out, placing the center of your attention wherever the discomfort or the pain is. And again, if not, just find a place to put your attention on and feel it from the inside out. When you lean into the pain, what do you notice? Is it a constant pain? Does it ebb and flow? Does it subside if you put more attention on it, or does it intensify? Just noticing. You might want to label whatever you notice. Tightness in my neck and shoulders, numbness in my right toe, some kind of crunchiness I can sense in my ankle, soreness. Is it throbbing? Is it stabbing? Is it a dull ache? Maybe there's just kind of a queasiness in your stomach or a little bit of racing in your chest area. Maybe there's some dryness in your throat. Just noticing what's present for you right now and seeing if you can name it to yourself. I want to add some words of compassion, like this too, or this belongs, or maybe just yes. Most of the time, most of us are saying no to pain or discomfort or any unpleasant sensations or emotions, situations. Invite you for this time just to say yes. See what you notice in your body when you say yes. Right foot falling asleep. Yes. Tightness in my lower back, down even into my hips. Yes. This too. This belongs. And just allowing all of it. Just for this time of meditation. You can go back to avoiding it later. Right now, just exploring, getting to know it a little better, really feeling it from the inside out. Now, if you have some kind of pain or discomfort that's really intolerable, sit with it as long as you can. If you're willing, maybe you could sit with it a little longer than you normally would, kind of exploring it, noticing if it intensifies or subsides. And then put your focus on a part of your body that's neutral or pleasant. So maybe your chin or your elbow, maybe an ear or your knee, just someplace that to you right now feels neutral or pleasant, and put the center of your attention there, as if you're feeling your chin from the inside out. I almost feel like my chin has a little dance in there, like, yes, she's finally paying attention to me. And then you might want to try bouncing between the two, between the area of discomfort and the neutral or pleasant area, and see what that does to the pain. Again, there's no judgment, there's no right or wrong, just noticing what you can about the pain and the quality of it, the intensity of it, whatever you can notice, leaning into it by allowing it, creating a little bit of space around it. And even if you don't have a lot of strong pain or intolerable pain or discomfort, you might be just noticing sensations in your body in different places and bouncing between them. And just noticing if the sensations change when you sort of bounce back and forth between them. You might even pick three places to bounce between. You might notice any thoughts that come up about the part of your body where you have pain or discomfort or an unpleasant sensation. I know for me, I have, I don't know if it's arthritis, but an arthritis like pain in my hand, in my right hand. And when I start to think about it, oh, my right hand, what if it gets worse? What if I have to start taking medicine? What if I can't use my right hand? What if I can't write? What if I can't type? What if I can't drive? If I start going down that rabbit hole, it creates an awful lot of suffering. But if I just stay with right now, with my hand, the pain is very tolerable. And all that exists is right now. And it's not constant. And it ebbs and flows. Kind of worse when I'm opening jars or doing things like that, squeezing lemons. If I just lay my hand in my lap, it doesn't really hurt. But just noticing how sometimes our thoughts can create a lot of fear that creates suffering. And if we just stay in the present moment, For some of us, the pain or the discomfort is actually quite bearable, or more bearable than when we're telling ourselves scary stories about it. But if that's not your case, if the pain is truly intolerable or unbearable, focus on it as long as you can and then bounce to a different part of the body. You could open your eyes, you could shift your position, do what you need to keep the practice tolerable. Maybe you'll notice if you're bouncing between two or three areas of the body, you might notice that that creates some more space around the pain or discomfort or whatever the sensation is. And as you create more space around it, there's less constriction, less contraction. There's more space for the sensation to arise and to dissipate. Feel softer, looser, more expansive. Kind of like yes, if you think about when you're saying no, whether you're literally saying no or you're just not really not wanting something, that's a tense, contracted, tight feeling. But a yes is an opening, a welcoming, a relaxing. Feels much more comfortable, at least to me. And if the bouncing back and forth between different areas of the body doesn't feel spacious to you, what I like to do is imagine, all of the molecules of the body are spinning around really, really quickly. All the atoms and molecules, and there's a force that's holding them all together, sort of keeping them in a force field so that we have this physical form. So I like to imagine that the force field holding my molecules together is loosened so that all of my molecules are spread far apart, and they gradually spread further and further apart until I become kind of blob like instead of the form of my body. To imagine your body stretching from the inside out as those molecules just spread out. And then there's a lot of space in there, a lot of space for sensations to arise and to dissipate. And you might notice that this space, this wider space, this expansiveness, this presence is awareness. And you might notice that this awareness that's noticing you and how you're sitting or lying or standing and noticing the pain or discomfort, That awareness isn't actually feeling any pain or discomfort. The awareness is just observing. So just sit in the silence for the last 9 minutes or so, and just staying in the body, staying with any discomfort, any pain, or maybe just sensations that arise in the body. You might just want to scan your body, touch on different parts of the body, and notice what sensations are present. It's an investigation, an exploration. Most of us, most of the time, are up in our heads and kind of disconnected from our physical body. So the idea is to become more embodied, to really feel from the inside out. Our bodies have a lot of wisdom, a lot of messages for us. Pain is just a message for us. A lot of love and support for us. So just connecting with the physical body and working more like a team. If you're having trouble naming a sensation, for me, sometimes it's tricky to think of how to describe it, but maybe it feels like a color. Maybe it feels red or purple, or maybe it looks like a rope being twisted or a nail being driven into something, right? Maybe you have visual images rather than words. That's fine too. Whatever kind of labeling might work best for you. Or not, you may not want to label, you may want to just feel it. But just always a welcoming yes, yes, this too, this belongs. If it's really unpleasant, maybe a hand on your heart, maybe a hand on your cheek, maybe a little bit of a hug, some kind of gesture of compassion towards yourself, kindness towards yourself. Like, yeah, this is hard. I know it's unpleasant. I don't really like this, but I'm allowing it. Yes. Yes. You too are welcome. Yes. I have this pain in from my hip to my knee, sort of in the joints. I feel like a marionette. Do we say that? I think that's an English word, like those puppets that are kind of all with the joints that move. Like I need to be oiled. My hip and knee puppet joint need to be oiled. And if I imagine, say, focus on my knee, just imagine the cells and molecules and atoms of my knee that are all spinning together, that they all spread out and widen. And it's almost like the pain in my knee, it becomes more like radio waves rather than a sharp pain from one point. It's sort of it's more dull because it's sort of more, it's vibrating around in this bigger space, kind of like concentric circles, like radio waves or sound waves. And it's has less intensity that way too. That's my experience. May or may not be yours. So I invite you again, if you're not doing it now, if you're willing, just to give yourself some gesture of kindness and compassion, maybe your hand on your heart, maybe two hands on your heart, maybe a pat on the shoulder. Good job. You sat for half an hour or however long you sat. You took time for yourself. You rested. You connected with your body. You paid attention to your body. Even if you couldn't do it perfectly, you did a great job. Your body thanks you. Your body appreciates it. Just really recognizing, really giving yourself that pat on the back. You did the best you could, this however long you just sat, and it was good enough. Now doing a nice deep breath. Let's do a nice deep belly breath. So we're breathing into the belly first, lungs and chest second, exhaling out the lungs first and the belly second, pulling it in towards the back. And count as you inhale so that you can make the exhale longer. Exhale all the air out, then an inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So nice and strong at your own pace. Namaste. The light in me bows to the light in you. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend. And I'll be doing this again at some time tomorrow. So thank you. Have a good night.